Hello, everyone. I'm Sandy Anastasi, psychic channel, intuitive astrologer, and soul coach. And I'm here with my editorial video blog for January of 2025. My friends, I just can't believe that we're moving into January already, that the new year is already beginning. What will it bring? Like you, I'm filled with hopes and dreams and some trepidation about the immediate future. It's past time for us, you see, to begin building the glorious future that we've long been promised. I suspect that it's time for us to begin working on those dreams ourselves, instead of waiting for others to do it for us. Let's dream together, shall we? It's in January of each year that I begin teaching my psychic development program. It's called the Anastasi System of Psychic Development. Most of you have already heard of the program, but few know how and why it started. The year was 1979. I'd always been psychic, but like most of you, I didn't know that. I just assumed that everyone was sensitive to other people's emotions. That's empathy, by the way. And that everyone had occasional dreams that came true, or flashes of pictures in their minds that did, or showed them the near future. That's clairvoyance. Or picked up on other people's thoughts and their intentions. That's telepathy. I had no idea that these were psychic skills or that they could be trained. And I didn't know that they could be used to make life so much easier instead of harder. You see, in my life at that time, my psychic abilities controlled me. When a friend was in a bad mood, I'd feel like she was mad at me, and I'd crawl into my shell. When I was out in public, I avoided crowds. I was unable to deal with the press of people and their energy. I'd lose my breath when I went into certain places where I later discovered something bad had happened. I was unable to deal with people in authority at all, in any position, becoming overwhelmed with extreme shyness, sure that I was being judged when I felt them turn their attention onto me. I was living only a shadow of the life that I could be living, but I didn't know it. Then something very bad, but ultimately very good, befell me. I encountered someone who was a powerful, trained psychic, who cultivated me and who used my undeveloped abilities to steal my energy and to bring harm to others. I had no idea what he was or what he was up to until it was too late. I had been so naive that I was a sitting duck ready to be used by that type of person. Unfortunately, there are many people just like him in our world today. Some are fully aware of what they're doing and lack conscience, while others, being narcissists, misuse psychic abilities naturally to get what they want. Frankly, I didn't believe in psychic things back then, and I certainly didn't believe someone could do those things that he did. But reality cannot be denied. When he put a thought into my mind and then told me that he did it, I couldn't deny that reality. When he appeared in my bedroom, that's right, where I could see him as if it was with my physical eyes, and he later told me what I was wearing, I couldn't deny that reality either. I soon realized that he was able to come and go in my mind like an unwelcome house guest. I wasn't sure anymore what thoughts were my own and what thoughts were planted by him. He controlled my emotions too. I was miserable. I was unhappy. And I was totally out of control. I was a victim. My friends, that's a terrible place to be. So I decided to change that reality. Way, way back when, I became a student of everything in the psychic and metaphysical world. I learned what was happening to me. That became my number one priority. While I was studying all the books that I could find and practicing things like meditation that I'd just learned, I was also studying him, that mysterious, bad person. I was gradually understanding how he did what he did. Much more is known today about the psychic world than was known in 1979. Words like energy being used to describe how a person feels to you didn't even exist in that context. To figure out what was going on, I had to break out of my preconceived perceptions of reality and into a greater reality that embraced these new concepts. Gradually, I learned that what he was doing, even though it wasn't a good thing, wasn't new. Bad people had been doing it for ages. And I figured out how he was doing it. I got into his head, and I figured him out. And one day, I took my control back, just like that. I stepped into the person that I'd become, a psychic in control of her skills and abilities, but a good person, a person who understands boundaries and would never do those things to another. I simply walked away from him. I no longer heard his thoughts in my mind. I no longer felt his energy invading mine or allowed mine to be used by him. I was free. I soon realized that I now had the tools to truly create my own reality. Folks, that experience is what led me to create the Anastasi system of psychic development. For over 40 years now, I've been teaching people to awaken to their own psychic abilities, to step out of victim mode, to embrace their abilities as strengths to improve every aspect of their life. I use my abilities these days to coach and to teach, helping my students to become the true manifestors that they were always meant to be. My 2025 Psychic Development class is going to begin on January 29th. I can't wait. I look forward to this time each year when I get to meet and reconnect with some of my old returning students who want to brush up on their skills. And I look forward to meeting my new students, those that I can begin to share and explore the most important mystery that they'll ever encounter. That mystery is themselves. It's yourself. One of my greatest joys in life is to watch my students discover parts of themselves that they never even knew existed. And then I teach them to master those things. I take great joy in knowing that my students control their psychic skills. They know how to protect themselves, psychically as well as physically. They'll never be victims of their own abilities, not like I was. I tell my students that to be that person who has latent psychic abilities that you can't use purposely yourself is to attract the shark, that bad psychic, who will try to use you for those abilities. Learn to use your own abilities, folks. and learn about the psychic world. And you are no longer of interest to those sharks. And you'll have a much, much happier life. You see, at that point, you're far too much work to be of interest to them. So, on a happier note, let's all make 2025 something special. Let's work to create a new world for ourselves. Let's work to awaken our intuitive and psychic skills and abilities. Let's expand our awareness into all things. Let's change the paradigm in our world into something that we want it to be. And let's begin to create the world that we were meant to live in together. I'm Sandy Anastasi. You can follow my work on my website. I'm at www.sandyanastasi.com. I have a free monthly newsletter, so if you like, you can receive these things in your inbox each month. And I don't belabor you with tons of emails, so you'll just get to read these things in your inbox instead of having to search for them. I also have a psychic hour that's actually each month, and it's free. You can also sign up for that on my website. I have a group, a VIP membership group that contains over 300 classes, all on fully downloadable MP3, as well as many, many video courses, and obviously some live courses as well. So please visit me. And meanwhile, I look forward to seeing you here again next month when I'll have some more thoughts to share with you. Goodbye for now. Have a great new year. Welcome to 2025.